In a world where energy sources are limited, we as Minnesotans can have an impact on energy sources being used in the future, not just for our state but for the nation as well. Right now, Minnesota has the 9th highest GDP per capita, the 20th lowest gas price, and the 19th lowest electricity price. Currently, about 57% of energy is produced by coal, about 24% is nuclear, approximately 9% is wind, and approximately 5% is natural gas. The other 5% is a variety of other sources. As you can see, the contribution from renewable resources are very small compared to non-renewable. Coal is almost 60% of Minnesota's energy source, and since Minnesota doesn't have its own coal mines, that means that it has to be imported from surrounding areas. So what should Minnesota do about the current energy situation? Minnesota will need to invest in new alternative energy sources for the future in order to sustain the way of life now. Some of the leading trends include more investment in wind energy, the use of hemp-based products, solar energy, and hydroelectric or water energy. Solar energy started to become popular around the end of World War II. Unfortunately, it was not efficient enough, so it eventually faded away. The US finally started to bring it back in 1977 by launching the Solar Energy Research Institute. Then in 1999, the largest plant was created. The solar energy industry is growing, but growing very slowly. Wind energy was also introduced around World War II. Few turbine farms were actually built until the 1980s. From then on, the wind industry has been growing exponentially. After the past few years, it has grown 25%. The use of hemp products is a very interesting one. It would be a replacement for energy sources like coal, gasoline, natural gas, and several other materials. One of the earliest uses was by Fairwater Hemp Company. They used it to drive their steam engine and create electricity. The high cellulose content of hemp makes it one of the most efficient raw materials for fuel as a biomass product. Hemp is up to 50% more productive as a biomass fuel than the current ethanol-based fuel. Even the Ford Model T was constructed with hemp plastic and ran on hemp fuel. We believe that uses of hemp and wind energy are the best bets for Minnesota to invest in. An increase in solar use and water use would be great as well. Unfortunately, those are more limited than hemp and wind. Solar and water are both more expensive and limited in which areas can use them. Hemp is a good idea because it can be used to make food, jewelry, clothing, fuel, fibers, rope, paper, canvas, and much more. Today, it is illegal to grow hemp for industrial purposes, but not to import it. Therefore, the US imports a lot of it for the products that we use it for. Contrary to popular belief, hemp is not the same as marijuana. It is from the same family, but not the same species. Hemp does not contain THC, the chemical used to get people, quote, high. Hemp can be grown in many places because it is durable and mold resistant. It is also very cost effective. As a renewable resource, it grows very quickly, only taking about a month, making it very efficient. Hemp can be used as a gasoline alternative because it burns clean, producing no atmospheric pollution due to the hydrocarbons found in hemp. On July 12th of this year, the government deemed it okay for colleges and universities to grow the crop for research and industrial uses, which means they have taken the first step in the process of making it legal to grow industrial hemp. Wind is the other top choice for Minnesota. Wind power is affordable, efficient, and pollution-free. Wind energy is created by wind moving the blades, which in return transfers the energy into a generator. The generator then converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy, which is sent to the power grid. The energy created by turbines is comparable to coal power plants, so the only change would be a decrease in pollution. In just 2001, there was 3,464 turbines that went up across the USA. Today, the US powers about 11 million homes and creates millions of jobs by using wind energy. In the last 20 years, the cost of electricity provided by turbines has decreased by 85% and should continue to decrease as technology gets better and more efficient. On average, it costs about 7 cents per kilowatt hour for electricity generated by wind turbines. Some benefits of wind energy include there are no polluting emissions of any kind once the turbine is up. Wind turbines also use a fuel that's free and will never run out or have any rapid price swings. And finally, it is one of the quickest resources that gains back the money used to create it. For example, if a wind farm is put up, it only takes about 3 to 8 months for whoever built it to get their money back. Maybe the biggest advantage of all is that it uses no water to operate, unlike several resources, meaning hydroelectric generation could grow more and be used for better things. With the current sources of energy across the world depleting, we need an alternative energy source. There are many options that would help this issue being solved. But we think the best idea for Minnesota is to invest in hemp for biomass and wind for electricity. Even Minnesota can make a difference in the world's supply of energy if we invest in alternative energy sources.